According to the EU Health Report, cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death in Europe, accounting for almost 40% of all deaths in the EU countries. That is, each year cardiovascular diseases cause over 4 million deaths in Europe and over 1.9 million deaths in the European Union. Specifically, familial cardiomyopathy is widely spread globally, affecting people of any age and sex, and it is a rather common disease in Europe. Statistics show that about 1 out of every 500 people suffer from this type of cardiomyopathy. Familial cardiomyopathy is also the most common cause of sudden cardiac arrest in young people, including young athletes.
SilicoFCM project is in Silico core projects. We are consisting for a number of the partners from technical side, clinical side and computer side. The main aim to build a computational platform to reduce clinical trial in drug release for cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy is the big disease and many humans suffer from this. This project will bring completely new computational platform and we are making the new technology which consists from finite element simulation, data mining and bioinformatics simulation.
The aim of the SilicoFCM project is to develop a computational platform for in silico clinical trials of familial cardiomyopathy that would take into consideration a comprehensive list of patient-specific features, genetic, biological, pharmacologic, clinical, imaging and patient-specific cellular aspects, capable of optimizing and testing medical treatment strategy with the purpose of maximizing positive therapeutic outcome, avoiding adverse effects, drug interactions, preventing sudden cardiac death, shortening time between the drug treatment commencement and the desired result. The SilicoFCM is a multi-modular, innovative in silico clinical trial solution for the design and functional optimization of the whole heart performance and for monitoring the effectiveness of pharmacological treatment with the aim to reduce animal studies and human clinical trials. The SilicoFCM platform is based on the integrated multidisciplinary and multi-scale methods for the analysis of patient-specific data and the development of patient-specific models for monitoring and assessment of patient condition from current state through the progression of the disease. The basic idea of the SilicoFCM project is to make cloud computational platform which will connect basic experimental research with clinical study and bioinformatics, data mining and image processing tools, using very advanced computer models of familial cardiomyopathy and drug and patient database and regulative in order to reduce animal and clinical studies.
Main of the project is to reduce the clinical trials but also animal trials and animal experiments. We are doing a lot of research in experimental lab, then we are connected to the computational lab and make it with the supercomputer, the cloud platform, which will bring the new technology, which will be used in the clinics and which will be used for the clinical trials. We are consist of number of the partners from technical, clinical and informatics sides, and we are wanting to make the new technology and to build it and to make impact for all of the world.
The coordinator of the project is BioIRC from Kragujevac, Serbia, an SME which accomplished significant results in the field of bioengineering that are prominent at the national and international level, especially in the area of computer simulation of the cardiovascular system. The BioIRC is already carrying a number of international scientific projects in the field of modeling, software development and data mining. SilicoFCM Consortium consists of 14 partners representing universities, institutes, clinics and SMEs from 7 EU countries: the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, France, Spain, Slovenia, Greece, and Serbia and the USA. In order to reach the project objectives and ensure smooth realization of project activities, it is necessary to have a well-balanced consortium with high-level expertise, broad experience and technical skills, as well as competencies that are complementary and that can be successfully combined to cover different aspects of a multidisciplinary project. SilicoFCM is therefore carefully set up so as to cover both academic and non-academic areas, as well as a wide geographical coverage.
How we will do it? First of all, we would like to make a connection between experiment and computational simulation. We will do like this, so we will make the experiments for sarcomeric protein, then we'll put these experimental results to the computational simulation for Gaussian point and make introduction for the finite element simulation. Then we will collect the imaging from the patients, from the real cases, and try to make 3D reconstruction, virtual database, repository of the patients, and then test the new drugs. So any new drugs which we'll make on the market actually will go to the computation platform in order to reduce the clinical trials. Of course, patients are still necessary to go to the clinical trials, but we hope with this project we'll make significant reduce of the clinical trials.
My name is Lazar Velitsky, and I'm the principal investigator for the SilicoFCM here at our site. I'm a cardiac surgeon and a professor of surgery, and together with a team of 10 medical doctors and experts from the Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases Vojvodina, we are working on patients with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. ICVDV is one of 4 clinical partners in SilicoFCM consortium. Institute of Cardiovascular Diseases Vojvodina is in many ways a unique institution in Serbia, where a patient using state-of-the-art cardiovascular procedures can receive all the necessary diagnostics, comprehensive cardiology and cardiac surgery treatment, as well as the early rehabilitation at a single place. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a common inherited cardiomyopathy occurring in about 1 in 500 individuals. HCM is a disorder without a distinct geographic, ethnic or sex pattern of distribution. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy occurs if heart muscle cells enlarge and cause the walls of the ventricles, usually the left ventricle, to thicken. The ventricle size often remains normal, but the thickening may block blood flow out of the ventricle. If this happens, the condition is called obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Despite the presence of cardiac hypertrophy, patients with HCM are commonly asymptomatic or minimally symptomatic. The most frequent symptoms result from 4 major pathophysiologic conditions: diastolic ventricular dysfunction, obstruction to left ventricular outflow tract, imbalance between myocardial oxygen supply and demand, and cardiac arrhythmias. It is important to know that sudden cardiac death is more prevalent in patients with HCM. Our primary task in SilicoFCM project is to select patients with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy and to submit these patients to thorough examinations including clinical checkup, state-of-the-art multimodality imaging, echocardiography, CT and CMR, and genetic profiling. ICVDV will provide data for both retrospective and prospective clinical study, and for prospective clinical trial, data will be collected prospectively during the study period that is set to 12 months. As one of 4 clinical centers, we will recruit patients with HCM who meet the study inclusion criteria. The overall targeted number of patients to be recruited into the study will be around 250. This extensive clinical analysis will be further on used by technical partners of the SilicoFCM consortium for the construction of various HCM models. The final goal of the project is to create a model of the heart with HCM that would replicate all the complex relationships between the proteins, genes, receptors, and would be able to allow in silico testing of the new drugs as well as patient-specific treatment optimization.
In the project we have a number of work packages. The first of all, requirements for all the computational platform. Then we are doing experimental work and collecting the image processing. After that, in the retrospective, prospective clinical trials, and then we are doing making of the platform. After making the platform, we will make validation of the platform, testing of the platform, and make the regulatory things to FMA and FDA, and try to make the new technology connected to the market. After that, we will do exploitation and dissemination of the project.